The United States specialty green coffee market is large and diverse. Despite this, there are significant consumer trends and key areas of growth that should provide some insight into the trajectory for specialty coffee, as well as its evolving image and appeal. In 2020, people in the United States consumed about 400 million cups of coffee, making it one of the most consumed beverages in the country. While those cups came in many different forms, a large percentage were brewed from whole bean coffee. While the U.S. ranks 25th in consumption of coffee per capita, the U.S. is second only to Germany as a consumer of whole bean coffee by volume. According to the 2021 National Coffee Data Trends Study, conducted by the National Coffee Association in collaboration with the Specialty Coffee Association, automatic drip brewers are the most popular brewing equipment for most consumers. These are by far the most popular style of equipment, both at home and in coffeehouse environments. Single-serve, pod-style machines are becoming increasingly popular for home consumption, but not with all of the country's coffee drinkers. The survey reports that consumers who identified themselves as strictly specialty coffee drinkers were the least likely to use these types of machines. More than 42% of U.S. households had a single-cup brewer as of 2019, and single-cup coffee sales increased nearly 7% over the previous year. When purchasing coffee, U.S. specialty coffee drinkers are more likely to look for certifications and other claims about the coffee's origins. Roast level is the most influential descriptor, followed by whether or not producers are paid fairly, and whether workers on the farms themselves are being treated well. Environmental conditions are also of great concern to consumers. Ready-to-drink coffee was one of the most explosive market segments over the past decade and has continued to grow steadily over the past few years. Sales of refrigerated coffee drinks accounted for $487 million of the U.S. retail value of coffee between May 2019 and May 2020. Companies are discovering new ways to enter the canned beverage market with new products like coffee sodas, coffee tonics, and coffee kombucha. This marks a change of approach from the more traditional iced coffee and cold brew products that drove the early growth of this segment. Soluble coffee saw a leveling off of its share of the market after several years of intriguing growth during the same period. While it's unclear why this has happened, it's possible the increased time coffee drinkers spent at home throughout the pandemic could be related, since homebound coffee drinkers had access to brewing equipment rather than needing the convenience of instant coffee on the go. The National Coffee Data Trends Report also indicates that the majority of coffee drinkers of both specialty and non-specialty coffee enjoy making coffee at home. Many respondents indicated they may continue making coffee at home even after pandemic conditions have ended. However, a significant number of respondents who identify as exclusive specialty coffee drinkers expressed missing the cafe experience. This is likely due to the preference that U.S. specialty coffee drinkers have for espresso-based beverages. The Data Trends Report also indicates a 50% increase in consumption of drinks like cappuccinos and lattes over the 2019-2020 fiscal year. The U.S. major coffeehouse players faced an interesting and challenging year, with Starbucks estimating revenue loss of $5.1 billion in 2020. The company's 15,000 stores lay claim to about half of the U.S. specialty market. Dunkin', which recently dropped the word donuts from its name in order to draw more attention to its beverages, held nearly 30% of the overall out-of-home coffee drinking market, comprising both specialty and more traditional or non-specialty products. It is yet to be seen how the widespread COVID-19 shutdowns will affect the coffeehouse business in the longer term. Many small, mid-size, and independent roaster retailers were forced to pivot over the past year, introducing or enhancing their e-commerce, grocery, and subscription business as wholesale and retail numbers plummeted when in-person cafe and restaurant businesses ceased operations. Some roaster retailers were able to retain staff through these diverse revenue streams, with some even opening additional permanent or pop-up locations. This allowed them to keep personnel on the books even as staff members at individual locations were limited. North America is projected to claim 42% of the global specialty coffee consumption value by the end of 2021, a figure that is expected to grow as national coffee consumption is rising overall by approximately 5% annually. Perhaps the best news yet is that the strongest growth in the market is being seen by younger consumers. Americans under 40 have increased their consumption by 40% in the past 5 years. This growth, combined with the size and the diversity of the U.S. market, will offer many opportunities for different types of coffees in the years to come.